Thank you. I have heard the concerns expressed by honourable members about the impact of the loan charge, and I have pushed HMRC for firm assurances about the safeguards that they have in place. No one will be forced by HMRC to sell their main home or access their pension funds early to pay their loan charge debts, nor has HMRC petitioned for bankruptcy. This would only be a last resort and is nobody's interest. There is substantial support in place to help people in debt, including agreeing time to pay arrangements with them.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm grateful to my honourable friend for that answer and the engagement he has shown to the APPG on the loan charge, including a meeting this evening for its officers. But on this question of bankruptcies, there was a figure given in an internal document that surfaced as part of the Morse review in 2019, where HMRC admitted to around 100 bankruptcies from the loan charge. Can my honourable friend tell the House why that figure has never been given publicly by HMRC, and what is the figure today?
Yes, again, can I thank my honourable friend for his championing of this area and his great concern about the human stories behind some of the difficult circumstances resulting from some of these schemes. My understanding is, and as I said, I am constantly seeking reassurance from HMRC on this, is that if bankruptcies have occurred, they have often been because of requirements outside of the loan charge, not from HMRC, or indeed some people have done so of their own volition. But if he has evidence to the contrary, I would like to know about it.
Tim Farron.
The original Treasury impact statement for the loan charge stated it would have no material impact on family formation, stability or breakdown, and yet there have been countless divorces, family breakups, mental health breakdowns, bankruptcies and at least 10 suicides. Now that impact statement was grossly wrong, but also surely negligent, Mr. Speaker. Surely we now need a full investigation, including how and why Parliament was so misled over the dangerous and unfair loan charge.
Yes, and I do hear the House's concern about this. We had a debate on this issue not so long ago. With regards to the suicides he's mentioned, of course that concerns us, and of course independent reviews were taken place. But I do want to provide the House and anybody listening with the reassurance that the best thing to do if they've got concerns is engage with HMRC, because very generous and long-term plans can be put in place to help people repay. And also, as I said, there are fears out there. There's a bit of scaremongering about being taken over homes or having to give up pensions. That is not the case, and therefore engagement, I think, with HMRC to establish reasonable time to pay would actually be reassuring for many of the people who fear much worse consequences. So my appeal is please do engage with HMRC.
Mr. Speaker, the government's approach to the loan charge has become a nightmare for ordinary people across the country who are the victims of mis-selling and who are facing financial ruin. The torment and devastating reality is the clearest possible proof that the government needs to think again. Those facing the loan charge ordeal cannot bear to hear yet again that the Morse review is the final word on this matter. So will the Minister today finally agree to commission a new, truly independent review?
Of course, we did have an independent review with under Lord Morse, and that was conducted in 2019. And the government accepted 19 of the 20 recommendations. So the review has taken place, but as I have said repeatedly, I am challenging HMRC, I am listening to colleagues, and if action needs to be taken, then I will take it. But I do not believe there is a case for another review because we've already had one and the government has already taken action.
Rebecca Long-Bailey.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Many of my constituents whose lives have been destroyed by the loan charge scandal feel the central injustice is that the government are focused on pursuing the victims rather than the companies responsible. And they were dismayed to read allegations recently that individuals linked to such companies have donated hundreds of thousands of pounds to the Conservative Party. So can the Chancellor confirm why exactly is the government ignoring the providers and operators of these schemes, and how many have actually been prosecuted specifically for their involvement in disguised remuneration and not other misdemeanours?
85% of the funds recovered from loan charge so far, about 3.9 billion in total, have come from the employees and therefore those who were running those schemes. So the Honourable Lady's mischaracterising where we've gone so far. There's been one criminal conviction so far, others are in place. And I repeat what I said to the Honourable Gentleman on the front bench earlier on. If they were that concerned about making sure we go after the wrongdoers, they could have voted with us last night in the Finance Bill.
So Desmond Swain.
At the meeting this evening, will the Financial Secretary review the injustice that prevents loan charge victims who have engaged with HMRC but who cannot agree with their assessment any access to a tribunal?
Yes, I thank the Honourable Gentleman, and I know how he's been campaigning on this issue, and I respect and appreciate the information he's provided and his contributions to the debate. I can assure him I'm very much in listening mode. I'm looking forward to the meeting this evening because I do want to make sure I hold HMRC to account to make sure everybody involved in this is treated fairly and respectfully.